Welcome to the Public Works and Gang Reduction Committee. I'm amazed at how fast the members were able to get all the way up to the top floor from the council chambers just a few minutes ago when that council meeting ended. I'm joined by my colleagues, council members Rue, Buscaino, O'Farrell, and Lee. Ms. Kidd, would you please call the roll?
Yes, Mr. Chair. Councilmember Blumenfield.
Blumenfield present.
Rue. Buscaino.
Present.
O'Farrell.
Present.
Lee.
Present.
And back to Councilmember Rue.
I guess he is not here. Let the record reflect we have a quorum, but sans Councilmember Rue. Okay, let's begin this with public comment. And just, you know, I'm intending on taking a number of the items on consent 2 through 9 with a little change on item 3. But if we could take public comment now, and speakers will have 1 minute if they're speaking on one item, or 2 minutes if they're speaking on multiple items, and 1 minute for general public comment if requested. Ms. Kidd, would you please provide the phone number for the public to call in and for public comment?
Members of the public who would like to offer public comment on these items listed on the agenda should call 1-669-254-5252 and use meeting ID 160-073-2397, and then press the number sign. Press number sign again when prompted for participant ID. Once admitted into the meeting, press *9 to request to speak.
Mr. Chair, just Councilmember Rue, I'm here.
Great, thank you, Mr. Rue. There you are. Let the record reflect Mr. Rue is here. And do we have any public comment?
Yes, we do.
Okay.
Caller, please state your name and what item you would like to speak on. Caller has left the meeting. Caller, please state your name and which item you'd like to speak on.
Public comment?
You have 1 minute.
Mr. Blumenfield, you had, I guess, suspended something having to do with advertising, over advertising on windows and banners and things because of the COVID situation. And we have a problem in our community where a lot of these liquor stores are putting alcohol advertising on their windows. And I don't know if that's part of your suspension or not. That is my public comment.
Thank you.
Thank you.
There are no more public comments.
Okay. So with that, I'd like to recommend that we take items, and then caller, I'm not allowed to respond to things not on the agenda, but if you contact my office, we can fill you in. I'd like to recommend items 2 through 9 on consent, unless there are any objections. Okay. And for item 3, I'd like to recommend that we concur with the Seismic Governance Committee and adopt option A in the CAO report dated May 28, 2020, and adopt the controller instructions as written in the Seismic Governance Committee report dated June 19, 2020. So unless there's an objection, we will, I'll ask that we vote on all of those en bloc, 2 through 9 and 3 with the recommendations as stated. Would you please call the roll?
Blumenfield.
Blumenfield, aye.
Rue.
Aye.
Buscaino. Councilmember Buscaino. O'Farrell.
Aye.
Lee.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you, Mr. Buscaino. 5 out of 5, items 2 through 9 are approved with the recommendations for item number 3.
Wonderful. Ms. Kidd, if you could read item number 1 into the record.
Item number 1 is a Board of Public Works report relative to certification of the Environmental Impact Report, EIR, and project approval for the Paseo Del Mar Permanent Restoration Project.
Great. And we'll ask Patrick Schmidt and Maria Martin from the Bureau of Engineering to provide a brief overview of this item and for their recommendation.
Hello, this is Patrick Schmidt from the Bureau of Engineering. I can speak on the project, the scope, and what actually occurred out there. This portion of Paseo Del Mar is located in the San Pedro area. It's bordered on the north by the White Point Nature Preserve and the Pacific Ocean on the south. The subject portion of Paseo Del Mar extends along, it's a steep bluff out there overlooking the Pacific Ocean, and it's the elevation is about 120 feet above sea level. On November 20th, 2011, we had a large landslide occur there that displaced and destroyed and collapsed the portion of Paseo Del Mar. The section of Paseo Del Mar that was damaged was about 400 feet in length. We had a pre-design report prepared for some alternatives to replace or reconstruct the road. That was done in 2017. There were 4 alternatives that were looked at as part of the pre-design report. Alternative number 1 was a bridge spanning over the landslide. Alternative number 2 was an anchored cast and drilled hole piles and buttress. Alternative number 3 was shear pins with a mechanically stabilized earth wall. And the 4th alternative was a no project alternative. At this point, unless anybody has any questions what the scope is, I'll turn this over to William Jones, who will be filling in for Maria Marin as part of the environmental management group who prepared the EIR and the certification report.
That's great. Mr. Jones?
Good afternoon. I'm William Jones, and I'm the Assistant Manager with the Environmental Management Group of the Bureau of Engineering. And we prepared an environmental impact report for the California Environmental Quality Act. And the recommendations were to approve the project and the document. And so this action that you'll be taking today will be to approve the document, certify the environmental impact report, and to adopt the findings of overriding considerations and statement of fact, and to adopt supporting programs. And those are transmittals which were included with the board report.
Okay, great. Thank you. So just the next steps, if assuming that if the EIR is certified and the council moves forward with alternative 1, what are the next steps for actually implementing the project?
Can you repeat?
Oh, go ahead, William.
Well, you broke up a bit. I couldn't hear the full question.
William, this is Patrick from Geotech Division. I can answer that. Right now, we've initiated the design of the bridge spanning over the landslide. If the council agrees to certify the EIR, we will continue with that design. If the certification of the EIR is not done, then we would probably delay the project and cease the design and wait for further direction. There is no funding for the actual project. So once again, this is just our goal today is hopefully to get certification moving forward of the EIR.
And I must say the bridge option has the least significant impact identified in the environmental impact report.
Got it. So we still need to get funding once we go through the stage. Mr. Buscaino, is there, this is in your area, do you want to?
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chair, and thank you to staff for the presentation. I'm reminded how, it was the fall of 2011, as indicated in the presentation. It was campaign mode to fill Janice Hahn's seat, and we knew that the incoming council member will be tasked with fixing this landslide. I want to thank the community. We put together a task force to identify if we are going to move on the rebuilding of the road. And clearly, a lot of the residents wanted the rebuild of the road and which options to take. So initially, the task force at the time indicated that they wanted the road rebuilt with the bridge being a second option. So to staff, can you tell me why did we pivot to the bridge? Or you just indicated that it's less of an environmental impact. Is that correct?
That is correct. The evaluation of the alternatives also looked at cost and maintenance and whether or not we would have to install riprap to protect foundations of the structure. And with consideration of all those, it was the environmentally superior alternative, and also it was the least expensive alternative.
Understood. Thank you for that. I just want to thank the entire staff, the entire Public Works family, BOE, for moving forward on this. We have been anticipating this and call. Sorry about that. Lost my train. Sorry. Two teenagers zooming for class. Completely lost my train of thought. Can we just get back to City Hall, please? So the idea at the time, you indicated that it's important to move forward on a document. Stop laughing, David. I see you. To move forward on the document so we can seek funding, and potentially we can look at state dollars, Measure M dollars, federal dollars to move forward on the rebuilding of this road that we truly miss, and it's just majestic to drive through our coastline, and happy to see progress moving forward. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. So I'm going to recommend that we adopt the recommendations in the Board of Public Works report dated June 19, 2019. Are there any objections? Seeing no objections, why don't we take a roll call vote?
Blumenfield,
Blumenfield, aye.
Rue,
Oh, yes.
Buscaino,
Aye.
O'Farrell,
Aye.
Lee.
Aye.
5 votes. This item is approved.
Wonderful, thank you. And I believe that's the end of our agenda. Is there anything else on our agenda?
No, Mr. Chair.
Okay, and with that, this meeting is adjourned. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.